Fertiliser is an essential element of bonsai cultivation. It provides the necessary nutrients for the tree to grow healthy and strong, and it is important to understand how to fertilise properly to avoid damaging the tree. In this video, we will explore the basics of bonsai fertilisation. What is fertiliser? Fertiliser is a substance that provides essential nutrients to plants. These nutrients include nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, as well as other micronutrients like calcium, magnesium and iron. Fertiliser is typically applied to the soil where it's absorbed by the roots of the plant. Why is fertiliser important for bonsai? Bonsai trees are grown in containers, which limits their access to nutrients in the soil. This means that the bonsai trees are more dependent on fertiliser for their growth and health than trees grown in the ground. Without proper fertilisation, bonsai trees may become weak and susceptible to diseases and pests. Types of fertiliser. There are many types of fertilisers available on the market, and it's important to choose the right one for your bonsai tree. Some common types of fertiliser include organic fertilisers. Organic fertilisers are made from natural materials like bone meal, fish meal and blood meal. They are slow release fertilisers, which means that they release nutrients slowly over time. Inorganic fertilisers. Inorganic fertilisers are synthetic fertilisers that are made from chemicals. They're typically faster acting than organic fertilisers. Liquid fertilisers. Liquid fertilisers are mixed with water and applied to the soil. They're fast acting and easy to use. How to apply fertiliser. When applying fertiliser to a bonsai tree, it's important to follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. Over-fertilisation can be harmful to the tree and can even kill it. Some general guidelines for fertilisation of bonsai trees include: fertilise during the growing season. Bonsai trees should be fertilised during the growing season, which typically runs from spring to fall. Use a balanced fertiliser. Bonsai trees require a balance of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, as well as micronutrients. Use the correct amount. The amount of fertiliser to use will depend on the type of fertiliser and the size of the bonsai tree. It's important to measure the fertiliser carefully to avoid over-fertilisation. Water the tree after fertilising. After applying the fertiliser, it's important to water the tree thoroughly to ensure that the nutrients are distributed evenly throughout the soil. Many commercial bonsai fertilisers, such as this one, will have an NPK ratio somewhere on the packaging. NPK stands for nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, which are the three primary nutrients required by plants for healthy growth. Nitrogen, or N, is essential for the growth of leaves and stems, as it's a major component of chlorophyll, the molecule that plants use to convert sunlight into energy. Phosphorus, or P, is important for root growth and flower development, as it's involved in energy transfer within the plant. Potassium, or K, is necessary for overall plant health and stress tolerance, as it regulates water balance, strengthens cell walls and helps plants to resist diseases and pests. Fertilisers that contain these three nutrients in various proportions are known as NPK fertilisers. The ratio of NPK in a fertiliser is typically listed on the packaging, such as 10-10-10 or 5-10-5, indicating the percentage of each nutrient in the product. For example, a 10-10-10 fertiliser would contain 10% nitrogen, 10% phosphorus and 10% potassium. Different plants have different nutrient requirements, so it's important to choose a fertiliser with the appropriate NPK ratio for the specific type of plant being grown. With bonsai, favour lower ratios. Do not be tempted to apply stronger solutions, which will result in chemical burn to the roots and be detrimental to the plant's health. Organic and inorganic fertilisers. What's the difference? It's simply carbon. Organic fertilisers include the carbon molecule. They'll be created from plant or animal materials or waste. However, synthetic molecules and inorganic molecules are exactly the same. There's no benefit to the plant from organic or inorganic fertilisers. Plants don't care whether their chemicals come from natural, organic or synthetic inorganic fertilisers. When applying liquid fertiliser, remember that any nutrients will be quickly leached out of the bottom of the pot through watering. This is why many bonsai enthusiasts favour cakes or granular feeds placed into the pot that will slowly release their goodness over time with repeated watering. Fast-acting soluble fertiliser products will be short-lived and must be applied more often. Liquid seaweed can be a beneficial addition to the care routine of a bonsai tree. Here are some potential benefits and guidelines for applying it. Nutrient boost. Seaweed is rich in minerals and micronutrients that can help promote healthy growth in plants, including bonsai trees. Applying liquid seaweed can supplement the nutrients already present in the soil, leading to stronger, healthier plants. Stress relief. Bonsai trees are sensitive to changes in their environment and can become stressed when conditions are not ideal. Liquid seaweed can help alleviate this stress by providing the tree with additional nutrients and promoting root growth. Pest and disease resistance. Seaweed contains compounds that can help improve a plant's resistance to pests and diseases, which is especially important for bonsai trees that are often grown in indoor environments where pests can easily spread. When applying liquid seaweed to a bonsai tree, it's important to follow the manufacturer's instructions and not overly apply. Generally, a small amount of seaweed extract mixed with water is sufficient. You can use a spray bottle to mist the leaves and roots of the tree, or water the soil directly with a seaweed solution. It's best to apply seaweed extract early in the morning or in the evening, when temperatures are cooler and the sun is less intense. Applying liquid seaweed can be a beneficial addition to the care routine of a bonsai tree, as it can provide nutrients, alleviate stress and improve pest and disease resistance. Normally, continuous release feed products such as cakes and pellets can be applied during the active growing season, or after new growth has hardened off in late spring. Also at this time, the temperature in the soil is such that the necessary microbial activity can work on the fertiliser to break it down and be taken up by the tree. By late autumn, deciduous trees have started slowing down for winter dormancy. From midsummer onwards, most of the tree's energy is shifting to root development and photosynthate production and storage to get it through winter and early spring. Late fall fertilisation may help give the tree an extra boost for spring growth, but at a certain point the tree's internal processes have slowed down and it's no longer effective. Avoid using fertiliser on trees that have been repotted and had any serious root work done to them for about the first month after, to allow the roots to heal and avoid chemical burn. You may well have seen some of these little plastic containers on the surface of some of my bonsai pots and be wondering what exactly they are. And in truth, all they are little plastic baskets, which are a convenient way of containing and holding fertiliser. And that can just stop the birds getting at the fertiliser and removing that from the pots. And you can get these quite inexpensively on Amazon or on eBay. And depending on the size of the tree and pot, I may place several of these around the pot. Now, before I tell you a shocking and surprising truth about bonsai fertilisers, I just need you to hit the like button. And if you're interested in learning how I grow my bonsai trees, then if you subscribe, you'll get notified of future videos. When you apply fertiliser, you're not actually feeding your tree. Trees feed themselves. They use the sun to provide energy for their own growth and generate sugars, proteins and other materials internally. Fertiliser is simply a supplement to help plants make their own resources more efficiently. At least 19 elements are essential to a plant, The main ones are M, P and K, and others in trace amounts. Proportionally, 99% of everything that the plant needs is already available inside the plant. Our fertiliser is supplying proportionally less than 1% of the total elements it needs. For my own bonsai fertiliser regime, I tend to use BioGold cakes. BioGold's a little bit on the pricey side, but it's a highly regarded, solid, slow-release bonsai fertiliser. And what I tend to do is I'll pop several pellets into each pot in early May, and perhaps again in August, September time. As I water my trees, those pellets will reduce down over time. And all I do is press a couple of these fertiliser cakes into the soil around the pot, and for a pot of about this size I'll perhaps put 4 of those in around the edges of the pot. For a slightly larger tree I'll put a proportional larger amount in there. These will degrade down over time, which is why I apply a second application in about August, September time. I also then supplement that with perhaps a monthly or every other month Seaweed liquid fertiliser. There's a bit of a tonic in the pot. If you want to know more about bonsai and fertilisation, there are some great resources out there. Here are a few that I recommend. Much of the information in this video was heavily influenced by this particular book, Modern Bonsai Practice by Larry Morton. And it's a great book covering lots of different aspects of bonsai and modern bonsai practice. But it has quite a good detailed section all about bonsai fertilisation, feeding, the purposes of potassium, nitrogen and phosphorus in plant development, and it's a great read if you want to know more on the subject of bonsai fertilisation. Harry Harrington's YouTube channel and website, Bonsai For Me, has some great information about fertilisation and supplements and is worth checking out. It's also worth taking a look at the YouTube channel of Peter Warren, Saruyama Bonsai. Peter has an academic background in physics and therefore is very interested in energy and energy distribution and generation within the plant. In conclusion, fertiliser is an essential element of bonsai cultivation. Bonsai trees are grown in containers, which limits their access to nutrients in the soil, making fertilisation crucial to their growth and health. There are many types of fertiliser available on the market, and it's important to choose the right one for your bonsai tree. When applying fertiliser, it's important to follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully to avoid over-fertilisation, which can be harmful to the tree. By using the correct type and amount of fertiliser, you can ensure that your bonsai tree grows healthy and strong and provides you with years of beauty and enjoyment. I hope you found that useful or interesting. If so, hit the like button and subscribe for future videos. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in the next one.